ठीक है, ये किसान ही वो व्यक्ति है। If you might have gone through Srimad Bhagavad Gita and its hymn in 47 chapter, second chapter and 47th hymn, कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगो वस्तु विकर्मणि। कर्म करो और फल की इच्छा ना करो। क्या ऐसा कभी हो सकता है? एक फार्मर ऐसा करता है, खेत में अपनी फसल लगाता है और भूल जाता है, उस प्रभु पर छोड़ देता है कि अब तेरी मर्जी है। अगर बारिश होती है तब भी ठीक है, नहीं होती है तब भी ठीक है। Just 2 months back you might have seen a big drought over there in the hill state. त्राहिमाम मचा हुआ था, फार्मर तड़प रहा था कि कब बारिश होगी। रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर का कितना बुरा हाल हुआ। वो परमात्मा पर छोड़ देता है। एक ऐसा व्यक्ति जो इस श्लोक को चरितार्थ कर रहा है वो है एक किसान, और इस किसान को इसीलिए हम भगवान का रूप देते हैं, जो हमें निवाला हमारे मुंह तक पहुंचाता है। इफ यू रिमेंबर, देन एल्डर ब्रदर ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा, बलराम, ही केम विद प्लो, हलधर भी उनको कहा जाता है। उन्होंने खेतों के अंदर खेती करके, प्लोइंग करके लोगों को सिखाया। ये धरती मां जो है, इसमें अगर हम कल्टीवेशन करेंगे, इट कैन फीड अस, इट कैन प्रोवाइड अस फूड। इफ यू वर्क हार्ड, अच्छी नीयत के साथ, अच्छी मेहनत के साथ अगर आप काम करेंगे तो आपको भोजन प्राप्त होगा। आप अपने जीवन यापन कर सकते हैं, अपने बच्चों का लालन पालन कर सकते हैं। अगर भगवान को आकर के हल चलाना पड़ा, लोगों को सिखाना पड़ा, then you can well understand that how much important is this agriculture. ईश्वर ने खुद हल चलाया और किसान को भगवान का रूप दिया। इसीलिए फार्मर्स फर्स्ट, किसान को हम प्रथम पंक्ति में प्रथम कहते हैं कि किसान ही हमारा ईश्वर है। 1967 में I was just entering the school that time. एक पिक्चर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आई, उपकार, और उस समय हरित क्रांति के आसपास की ये बात है। दिस इज स्टोरी व्हेन ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन वाज ऑन द वे। एंड इफ यू हैव जस्ट फॉरगॉटन, कुछ लाइंस में आपको सुना देता हूं। might have just come across this Upkar films, this song जो उस वक्त की घटनाओं को प्रदर्शित कर रहा था. सुन के रहट की आवाजें, पानी का उस वक्त प्रबंध जो है वो रहट के माध्यम से किया गया. इट वॉज ए ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन टाइम. 1947 में अगर मैं आपको ले जाऊं, वी वर जस्ट दैट टाइम 36 करोड़. आज हम 4 गुना से भी ज्यादा जो है आगे चले गए हैं, 144 करोड़. और उस वक्त से लेकर आज तक साइंस ने जो काम किया है उसमें ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन लाने का एक महत्वपूर्ण कार्य हुआ है. डॉक्टर एनी बर्लॉग जो कि नोबेल प्राइज विनर रहे 1970 में, भारत रत्न डॉक्टर एम एस स्वामीनाथन जी और उस वक्त के एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर सी सुब्रमण्यम, इन लोगों की मेहरबानी से हमारे भारतवर्ष में ही नहीं पूरे डेवलपिंग वर्ल्ड में एक क्वांटम जंप जो है वो प्रोडक्शन में आया. फॉर दैट न्यू वैरायटीज विच वर हैविंग जीन्स कॉन्फरिंग dwarfness and they were responding to high doses of fertilizers. On the other side, when these high yielding varieties they have just emerged, then area under some staple crops just like wheat and rice that was enhanced. And ultimately, this quantum jump in production of staple crops, food, it was named as green revolution. हरित क्रांति आई. और उसके बाद कितने डेवलपमेंट हुई, कितना बदलाव आया. फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री ने अपना रूप धारण किया, इफको, एनएफएल, और उसके बाद केमिकल इंडस्ट्री, पेस्टिसाइड इंडस्ट्री, which can help us in agriculture, and modern technologies they were just followed and we moved ahead. और करोड़ों लोगों को फूड फॉर ऑल का जो नारा था वो चरितार्थ हुआ. Now, when this fertilizer it was going to be applied into the fields, I may just cite one more example here over, that in Himachal Pradesh, here in district Mandi, that time some agricultural managers, I should say, not scientists, but agricultural managers from Germany, they were here and headquartered there at Sundanagar and Mandi. That time people, they were scary of applying fertilizer into their fields. कि हम अपने खेतों में ये खाद नहीं लगाएंगे. इससे पहले उन्होंने कभी केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर यूज नहीं किया. And to your surprise, in this region, in the area of Sundanagar, we were first, my forefathers, they were first to opt our fields for applying this chemical fertilizer. Mr. Sanders, he was a German agricultural manager that time here over who was leading this program, and a film was filmed over there in these fields, which was shown over there in the developed nations, that now in Indian villages, at many places in Himachal Pradesh like that, that has been opted. Farmers, they are now crazy, क्योंकि उन्होंने जैसे ही फर्टिलाइजर पहली बार इसने जो है वो हमारे खेतों को छुआ, एकदम बहुत बड़ा बदलाव आया और क्वांटम जंप जो है वो प्रोडक्शन में हुआ. What happened thereafter? That time it was also guided by the agricultural scientists that whenever we are supposed to go for chemical fertilizers, simultaneously before that we have to enrich our soils. हमें अपनी भूमि को पहले FIM से सींचना होगा और वो जो FIM का मकदार था, we have forgotten that. Slowly people, they have shifted towards chemical fertilizers and they have forgotten this FIM. imbalance has been created over there in the soil. आज ऐसी भी हमारे पास जमीनें हैं पंजाब और हरियाणा में, जहां सॉइल के पानी में, इसके अंदर जो पानी है उसमें इतनी टॉक्सिसिटी है कि कैंसर की भरमार है. ह्यूमन हेल्थ, ह्यूमन हजार्ड्स, दे हैव इमर्ज्ड विद वेरी हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी. कैंसर ट्रेन तक वहां से चलने लगी. इतना हाल खराब हुआ. पेस्टिसाइड का इतना हमने मर्सीलेसली इतना प्रयोग किया. आज अगर आप इर्द गिर्द देखेंगे, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव सीन स्पैरोज. चिड़ियां कितने लोगों ने देखी हैं जो घरों के आसपास हुआ करती थी, आज गायब है. हनी बी, मधुमक्खी, जो इकोसिस्टम को एक बैलेंस बनाती है. हम जब पेस्टिसाइड का स्प्रे करते हैं, क्या अभी हमने कभी सोचा, हैव वी एवर थॉट ऑफ दैट, कि हनी बी को हम कितना नुकसान कर रहे हैं, जो कि एक पूरे विश्व में एक बैलेंस बनाती है, जो कि पॉलिनेशन में हमारा कितना साथ देती है. ये इंसेक्ट्स जो हमारे मित्र थे, जो साथी थे, उनका हमने कितना नुकसान किया. हमारे जो वाटर रिसोर्सेस थे, अवर वाटर रिसोर्सेस, हमने पॉन्ड्स, तालाब, पोखर, in every village they were there. No, it's not the fault of our public, because we are increasing exponentially. हमारा जो नंबर है वो एकदम बहुत बढ़ता चला जा रहा है. and everybody requires a house, home, courtyard, सब कुछ चाहिए. उसके लिए हमारे जो पोखर तालाब थे वो सब उजड़ गए. उनको हमने सबको उजाड़ दिया. सॉरी, हमने उन तालाबों की तरफ ध्यान नहीं दिया. हमारे वाटर रिसोर्सेज खत्म हुए. इफ यू जस्ट लुक अराउंड इन योर विलेजेस, अपना ध्यान अगर अपने गांव की तरफ ले जाएं, आपकी पंचायत के अंदर एक ना एक तालाब उस वक्त जरूर हुआ करता था, लेकिन आज नहीं. नाउ वी आर वेटिंग फॉर द वाटर. नाउ वी आर जस्ट थिंकिंग कि बारिश हो तो हमारा जो है खेतों में उसमें इरिगेशन हो. We have spoiled the things ourselves. Our resources we have spoiled. We have not bothered them. वो एक ऐसा रिसोर्स था जिससे हमारा जीवन चलता था, जिससे हमारा पशुधन पानी पीता था, जिस पानी का इस्तेमाल हम अपने घर के लिए किया करते थे. We have forgotten that. We have spoiled that. On the other side, हरित क्रांति आई, एकदम बदलाव आया. And people, they have forgotten their traditional land races. वो अपना जो पिछला जो जन्म प्लान, जो उनके पास पुरानी पौराणिक रूढ़िवादी जो फसलें थी, उनको उन्होंने खो दिया. उस जन्म प्लान का नुकसान हो गया. और बहुत ज्यादा जन्म प्लान हमारा जो है वो हिमाचल प्रदेश से अब तक उजड़ चुका है. हमारी ट्रेडिशनल क्रॉप्स, रूढ़िवादी तरीके से जो हमारे फार्मर्स लगाते रहे, हम इसकी जबरदस्ती क्यों करें कि पहाड़ों से उठ करके हम, बरोड से उठ करके राजमाश को सुंदरनगर में लगाना शुरू करें? Why? We should respect the environment, the climate, the geographical indication, importance of particular areas across the country. We have to think about that. There are valleys, pockets which are known for different crops. Every valley has its own importance. It has its own environment, microclimate. I may just cite some of the examples. Near Sundarnagar towards Bilaspur, there is a panchayat Baila. This Baila panchayat, it has a microclimate. If you go over there, you can see जो उसकी बनावट है, माउंटेन है, this is totally different from rest part of Bal Valley. And this pocket was growing basmati, which is popular in the name of Vaila Basmati. When I was working as Vice Chancellor, I just discussed this issue with our program coordinator and scientist, Dr. Pankaj Sood. He is sitting here over. Let us go to Baila Panchayat and ask the farmers, where is this basmati now? Farmers, they were just surprised. Surprisingly, you are asking something which is going to be eroded from our fields. What's the reason? Nobody has bothered that. Nobody has just thought of this baila basmati कि हमारे पड़ोस में भी यहां पर बासमती ग्रो हो सकती है. हमने ध्यान ही नहीं दिया. And to your surprise, this group from Sundarnagar, along with our rice group from Palampur, Malan, jointly they have just moved ahead. और इन्होंने बाला बासमती की डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की, वहां पर ट्रायल लगाकर लोगों को और मजबूत किया. और अब मेरे ख्याल में लगभग वहां का फार्मर जो है, सभी फार्मर जो है इसकी महत्ता को समझ चुके हैं. एंड वी आर टेकिंग दिस बाला बासमती फॉर इस रजिस्ट्रेशन विद प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ प्लांट वैरायटीज एंड फार्मर्स राइट्स अथॉरिटी एट नेशनल लेवल, PPB एंड FRA. हिमाचल प्रदेश में ऐसे और भी कई ताकत है. किसानों को हमें अपनी ताकत को समझाना होगा. When we are talking of sustainable agriculture, सबसे पहला बात जो मैंने कही वो युवा शक्ति की कही कि उनका ध्यान जो है इस तरफ आना चाहिए. दूसरी बात, हमारा जो किसान है, फार्मर है, सबसे पहले we have to just make it understand that they must know their strength of their pockets, their valleys, and strength of their crops. Sometime Broad Valley Rajmash, you see, if we are not taking care of Rajmash, tomorrow this Rajmash will be eroded from Broad. फिर हम राजमाश कहां से लाएंगे? उसको राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर प्रोटेक्शन देना बहुत जरूरी है. उसको रजिस्टर करवा करके उसका ज्योग्राफिकल इंडिकेशन बनता है कि वो राजमाश बरोट में ही हो सकता है. वहां की मिट्टी, वहां का पानी, वहां की आबो हवा ऐसी है जिससे वो राजमाश जो है स्वादिष्ट होता है, उसकी एक क्वालिटी बनती है. इट इज नोन एज ज्योग्राफिकल इंडिकेशन. इसका GI रजिस्ट्रेशन बनता है. एंड CSKHPKB Palampur is taking lead along with the state government to go ahead for registration of such crops across the state. Same is this story for rest part of the country. So here in Himachal, I may just cite some of the examples. If you go to district Bilaspur, there is a place Jukhala, Jimikand. It is known for Jimikand. Then Karsog Tehsil, known for Urd, Mash and coarse cereals, millets, minor millets. Nirmand in Rampur, it's known for Kulth. Barot for Rajmash, Saraj Valley for garlic, Paparola for Khira, then Kinnaur for Kala Jeera, black cumin, Sirmaur for ginger, Spiti for Ratan Jot and some other crops, Nadaun for its reddish, Nadauni Mulli jisko kehte hain. An effort has been made. I may just cite one more practical example. We have just moved to Bilaspur district and just near Ghagas there is a place Panjgain. 5 पंचायतें आज वहां पर है और पंजगाई के नाम से वो जगह जानी जाती है. Once as Vice Chancellor I traveled that area and asked the people that what are the problems constrained here over in this area. These people, they told me that we have just forgotten now, but there were days when we were growing sugarcane here over. और उस शुगर केन की जो शक्कर थी उसको लेने के लिए यहां लाइन लगती थी. इतनी उस शुगर केन के गुड़ की इतनी महत्ता थी कि लोग जो है लाइन लगाते थे. ऐसी खुशबू उस गुड़ की थी, शक्कर की थी. So what I did, immediately I discussed this issue with the then Vice Chancellor of Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana, Dr. B.S. Dhillon ji. He helped me from Kapurthala, his Kapurthala center, to send 150 quintals of stocks for these farmers, which were distributed to all the 5 panchayats. आज वहां पर अगर आप जाइए तो हर घर में वहां शुगर केन से जो है शक्कर बनाई जा रही. वो पूरी पंचायतें 5 की 5 जो है वो शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन में कन्वर्ट हुई है. इसका मतलब हम उन फार्मर के साथ जबरदस्ती कर रहे थे. We were just forcing them क्योंकि they don't have good varieties of sugarcane. Thereby, farmers were forced to go for some other crops which are not the crops of that area. If we can grow sugarcane over there, we should encourage them for that and come up with good sugar from that area, quality sugar from that area. और मजे की बात है कि वहां के फार्मर आज जो है इसके स्टॉक्स जो है दूसरे फार्मर्स को भी बेच रहे हैं. ये उनकी इकोनॉमी का बढ़ाने का एक तरीका है. हिमाचल प्रदेश में ये जो फसलों के मैंने नाम लिए, इसमें कुछ एग्जाम्पल हमने सेट किए फ्रॉम CSKHPKV पालमपुर, जिसमें रेड राइस जो कि हमारे हिमाचल के कई पार्ट्स में लगाया जाता है, कांगड़ा वैली में और इन कुल्लू डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इन डिफरेंट पंचायत्स. Simultaneously there in district Shimla, Rohdu. So we have just picked it from Rohdu and ultimately projected it to PPB and FRA, and the farmers, they have got rupees 10 lakh award to cultivate this red rice and take it after generation over there in that area. Before this effort, this red rice, it was being sold just like rupees 50 or 100, up to 100 rupees per kg. Now, if I am not wrong, in Rampur Lavi Mela, people, they are just going for purchasing this red rice 500 rupees per kg, 500 रुपए. अब आप समझ सकते हैं कि अगर इस तरह से हम एक प्रयत्न जो है फार्मर को एक राह दिखाएंगे, तभी ये सतत कृषि का जो फार्मूला है वो काम करेगा. हमें उनके पहचान का, उनकी आवाज का, उनके क्लाइमेट का, उनकी जमीन का, सबका ध्यान रखना होगा. हमारे यहां सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर की जब हम बात करते हैं तो एक आइडिया था which was just taken up by Wes Jackson, who is leader of International Sustainable Agriculture Movement there in Kansas in America, and he has come up with this idea that we should go for सतत कृषि, निरंतर विकास जिसमें होता रहे, निरंतरता जिसमें रहे, ताकि हम अपने जेनेटिक रिसोर्स, हमारे नेचुरल रिसोर्स, उनका भी ख्याल रखें और अपने फार्मर का भी ख्याल रखें और आगे बढ़ें. We have to go for providing education at school level. इन नई न्यू एजुकेशन जो पॉलिसी हमारी है, नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, इसमें एक आवाज उठी है कि हम स्कूल लेवल पर जो है इसमें एग्रीकल्चर को लाएंगे. और जिस दिन ये आएगा, समझिए कि उस दिन से एक बदलाव आएगा. Our youth will be attracted towards it. We have to make aware our younger generation with modern technology and mechanization. Identify pockets and valleys for different commodities and give opportunity to them to grow them more and more. We have to respect our natural resources, our soil, our agroforestry, our integrated pest management, integrated farming system, and then respect for water also, water resources also, and germplan land races. We have to think of livestock also, cattle, sheep, goat, fish, so as to make it a total farm. Agriculture doesn't mean that we have to forget our cattle stocks. We have to respect our cattle stocks also. I think during this conference, many scientists, scholars, they will speak, they will share their ideas, and a proceeding will come out which will help our younger generation how this sustainable agriculture can help us in future ahead. आओ हम सब मिलकर इस धरती मां का जो ये आशीर्वाद है और ईश्वर द्वारा प्रदत्त अमूल्य प्रकृति जो पुरखों ने हमें दी है, हम अपना लालच ना दिखाकर इसका सृजन और निष्काम भाव से दोहन करें, ताकि भविष्य की पीढ़ियां हम पर कोई दोषारोपण ना करें और जैसे हमने ये अमूल्य धरोहर अपने पुरखों से प्राप्त की थी, वैसे ही आगे इसका स्थानांतरण करें. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering. We now have an online interaction with Dr. V.P. Sharma, Chairman, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India.
Last year, horticulture production was 355 million tons, much larger than food grain productions in the livestock sector. So we did have, a very outstanding performance in case of our agriculture exports. So last year we had 4.4 lakh crore rupees exports, and in fact our exports have doubled, more than doubled during the last 5-6 years. Similarly, there is also a shift in our agriculture, both on the demand side and supply side. So if you look at the composition of your agriculture sector, today almost 60% of our value from agriculture comes from horticulture sector, horticulture, livestock and fisheries. And I think Himachal has a great potential both in horticulture, because it's primarily a horticulture state, and fisheries does have very, very significant role and potential. But I think there are certain areas we need to think about in terms of because if you look at last 10 years growth in agriculture, particularly in Himachal, it has not been so impressive. For example, if I look at the crop plus livestock plus fisheries sector, our growth has been around, I think, 2%. And I'm saying that it's a primarily horticulture state, so horticulture state, being a horticulture state, our growth in horticulture was again 2%. So I think we need to accelerate our efforts to improve our growth in both the crop sector and horticulture. Livestock sector was relatively better. Then we had about 3.8% growth, and fisheries 7.1%. So that's on one side. We also need to take into account certain challenges which Indian agriculture is facing. One of the major challenges that our population is growing, and if I look at the world population, I think by 2050 we need to feed 10 billion people. And in order to feed 10 billion people, we need to produce 70% more food. And that's again looking at the situation of our resources, be it your land, water, or any other production resources, they are shrinking and they have become much more scarce. And the second important challenge is, I think, climate change and climate variability, which we have experienced in the last few years. And this year also you can see that even in Himachal there was no snow in December and even first part of January and 2 of January. So I think we need to have very targeted kind of research and development efforts here. Try to make our agriculture, our horticulture, and allied sectors more climate resilient. Another is small and fragmented farm size. So at the national level, we have average farm size of about 1 hectare. And majority of our farmers, particularly in Himachal, are marginal farmers. And when you have a small farm size, there are issues in terms of making investment, whether it's mechanization or land development or irrigation development. So we need to look at ways and means to improve our productivity. Another new dimension which is happening in this sector is, as I said, both on the demand side and supply side, because of rising income and some of these demographic shifts like rapid urbanization, large young population, increasing participation of women, that has led to a shift in our consumption pattern. And today, both in urban and rural areas, almost 65 to 70% of our expenditure on food is on high-value segment, typically in the livestock products, your processed food, beverages, and related kind of stuff. And that leads us to is usual problem of one is undernutrition or malnutrition in one segment of the society, and on the other hand, you have the problem of lifestyle diseases like obesity, or we have hypertension, or we have a lot of lifestyle diseases. I think we need to address this double burden of malnutrition on one hand, and overnutrition in other areas. Similarly, investment in agriculture is another area where we see that there's less participation of private sector. Today, private sector is pure corporate sector investment is less than 2%. And I think no sector can grow with less than 2% investment from corporate sector. So we need, enabling policy environment and the right kind of incentives to attract private investment in agriculture sector. And I think again, the state of Himachal has great potential because we are primarily high value segment horticulture or fisheries, and probably the private sector would be even more than happy to make investment in that. Then the global agriculture markets have been historically volatile, but I think during last few years, one is because of the pandemic and then the geopolitical conflicts. These markets have become much more unstable, much more volatile, and in view of that, we need to look at the issues related to our self-sufficiency and make sure that our dependence on imports is reduced to a minimum because of the sheer size of our country. So I think these are various challenges that agriculture sector is facing both on sustainability issues and second is the environmental issues. So I think we need to work on 4 areas typically which are important for agriculture development, and I'm talking about more sustainable development of agriculture. One is we need to focus on technologies. So we are talking about climate change and climate variability, so our focus has to be more on evolving new varieties or new technologies which are climate smart or climate resilient. So that's the one part of our focus here. It's typically on technology. Second is, the infrastructure is a prerequisite for development of any sector, and when we're talking about again the state of Himachal, where horticulture is a major driver, I think we need an entirely different set of infrastructure because we need the modern markets, we need cold storages, we need the cold chains, and more focus on value addition. So we need to create those kind of infrastructure. One is basic and the market infrastructure, but again the market infrastructure would primarily come from the private sector, and we need to attract private sector investment. So we need to look at our regulations, rules, and these related kind of constraints which are restricting private sector participation. And so our effort has to be more in terms of strengthening infrastructure and then creating the right kind of vibrant institutions. Because of fragmented farms, small produce, it's difficult to link these small scale producers to the market directly. So I think we need to create certain institutions. So again, government has major kind of focus on creation of new institutions like farm producers organizations or strengthening of existing institutions where we're talking about strengthening the primary agriculture private societies. So I think strengthening these institutions will help in linking our small scale producers with the market. And the fourth one is the right kind of incentives to the farmers. So if farmer doesn't get the remunerated price for a particular crop or particular enterprise, I don't think he will have any incentive to grow that crop. And in view of the fact that horticulture is perishable, livestock sector is more perishable, fishery sector is more perishable. So we need the private sector participation in ensuring that our farmers get better prices. And there are a lot of problems with the post-harvest infrastructure and management, which leads to huge kind of post-harvest losses and wastages. So we need to reduce those wastages, and again the role of infrastructure is extremely important. So I think in view of the fact that agriculture, Himachal is primarily a dairy economy, so we need to strengthen these 4 pillars of agriculture development. One, as I said, technology. Second is institutions. Third is infrastructure, and fourth one is the right incentive to the farmers. And Government of India has taken several initiatives in terms of reforming agricultural markets and the market infrastructure. Similarly, there is a whole lot of focus on development of infrastructure, both at the production centers and in the processing centers. So we have an agriculture infrastructure fund worth 1 lakh crore financing facility. So I would urge the state and our farmers to take advantage of some of these, the central government schemes. This agriculture infrastructure fund, you have Pradhan Mantri Sampada Yojana, then you have Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, you have Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund, you have Fisheries Infrastructure Development Fund. So there are a lot more schemes which are primarily aimed at strengthening infrastructure. Similarly, the government is also putting a lot of efforts or focus on value addition, agro processing, and I think that we work in terms of the coordinated efforts of our R&D institutions, then looking at the industry and the government and the farmers. I'm sure that our farmers would be more, happy and more prosperous. So I'll not take much of your time because I have lined up for meetings. So again, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Best MSc Thesis Award. Dr. Tejendra Singh, Best MSc Thesis Award. Dr. Sheshnath Mishra, Best PhD Thesis Award. Dr. Muhammad Shah Alam, Outstanding Best MSc Thesis Award. Anuradha, Best MSc Thesis Award. I request the awardees to come up on the stage and receive their honors. Dharmappa D. Chavan, Young Pathologist Award. Halima Khatun, Young Researcher Award. Dr. Shikangi Singh, Young Researcher Award. Meera Devi, Young Scientist Award. Dr. Divya Shri KS, Young Scientist Award. Dr. Bridge Vanita, Best Veterinary Scientist Award. Dr. Sandeep Kumar, Young Researcher Award. Vinay Kumar, Young Professional or Researcher Award. Pankaj Sood, Eminent Scientist Award. Aman Sharma, Best Thesis Award. I request the awardees to kindly come upon the dais and receive their honors. Dr. Harmanpreet Kaur, Young Researcher Award. Dr. Ekta Patil, Young Biotechnologist Award. Mohit Sharma, Young Professional Award. Pankaj Sood, Eminent Scientist Award. Dr. Pankaj Sood, Eminent Scientist Award. Dr. Pankaj Sood, Eminent Scientist Award. Dr. Pankaj Sood for his Eminent Scientist Award. A big round of applause, please. Dr. Ekta Patil, Young Biotechnologist Award. Mohit Sharma, Young Professional Award. Mohit Sharma for Young Professional Award. Dr. Nandita Sharma, Excellence of Research and Teaching Award.
Hello.
I request all the awardees to be standing here to have a group picture. Dr. Nandita Sharma, Excellence of Research and Teaching Award.
Hello.
And
Hello.
Dr.
Hello.
Komal Sharma, Assistant Professor, Young Agricultural Economist Award.
Hello.
Dr. Komal Sharma, Assistant Professor, Young Agricultural Economist Award. As rightly said by John F. Kennedy, the farmer is the only man in our economy who buys everything at retail, sells everything at wholesale, and pays the freight both the ways, and he is the backbone of our country. It is with immense pride and gratitude that we announce the felicitation to our farmers. We have few farmers to whom we have chosen to award, and it is our honor to call upon Vinod Kumar, Hari Krishna. I request the farmers to kindly come upon the stage and receive their awards. विनोद कुमार हरे कृष्ण और कौन है पूछो I also request Hari Kishan to receive up the award. Guruvinder Singh, I now request Guruvinder Singh to receive the award. We have Young Researcher Award, Vijay Raj Singh. May I now call upon Vijay Raj Singh to receive the award. We have with us Ankit Bansal, Young Researcher Award. May I now call upon him to receive the award. Ankit Bansal, Young Researcher Award. I request all the audience to give a big round of applause. Heartiest congratulations to all the awardees. I request all the awardees to come up on the stage to have a group picture. I repeat, I request all the awardees to come up on the stage to have a group picture. I call upon all the organizers of the society to join for the group picture.